Hello and welcome to AVNJ's Adventures 4. Today, we're in Florida. Pretty different from anywhere else I've been. I really don't know what to expect whatsoever. I've never been further south in the United States than Maryland. So the ecosystem, everything here is completely different. I'm excited to come across everything I can. I mean, this tree makes no sense. This bush makes no sense. This pond makes no sense. There's alligators and other stuff. There's birds everywhere. I don't know. It should be exciting. Lots of stuff that I've never seen before, experienced before, and I get to experience it for the first time. This will probably be split, whereas the other AVNJ's adventures have been done all in one sitting. This will probably be split throughout a couple days because I just have a couple hours of free time every day, and I'll spend that time exploring, riding around, seeing what I could come across. For example, here, just chilling on the lawn, is a bird with a red beak that I have never seen before. Never seen anything really like it. I think his kids are over there, also pecking at the ground. And stuff like that is just everywhere. I mean, the birds are non-stop here. It's the thing I've noticed the most so far. We're gonna try and go a little deeper, of course, catch some fish, but birds are definitely everywhere. So let's get started. If you've never been to Florida, first thing you should know is it's very marshy, swampy. It's not like the ecosystems we have in the Northeast where everything's kind of like dry bank and then wet, river part. This is like purely wetland. Just like almost everywhere is wetland. And the other thing you should know is that it's so fucking hot and humid. I mean, it's not even the temperature. It's just like I am surrounded by heat at all times and I'm not used to it. My Northeast body is very upset with me, but something just jumped out of the water. The wildlife is awesome, so I can't really complain for the time being. Like this beautiful dragonfly who is just hanging out right in front of me until I said that, and now he's back. Just goes for little laps and then comes back. I thought this was a piece of plastic hanging off the grass because of how colorful it is, but nope, that's a real ass dragonfly. And so the ecosystems that I'm trying to catch fish in here are like this. It's very swampy, muddy. It looks like it goes down slowly, but it's actually quite deep. And mostly what I'm seeing on the edges are mosquito fish and other thing like that. But I'll go ahead and catch and see what we can actually find. So you should be able to see there's little guys swimming around. They definitely look like mosquito fish, so I'm assuming that's what they are. And I'm just gonna kind of sweep my net back to front and hope that I can grab some of them. Didn't catch a fish on my first swing, but I did get a nice snail species that I haven't seen before. A lot of very nonchalant butterflies as well, which is pretty rare. I'm used to butterflies being very scared of me, but I'm pretty close to this guy and he does not really mind. You'll see also they've got these huge snails in all these little freshwater ponds. I mean, this is a bigger snail than I think I've ever seen anywhere in the water, and it's just in this little suburban pond in Florida. It's pretty crazy. But this right here is the little guy I was looking for and just managed to catch in the water here. It is an eastern mosquito fish, Gambusia holbrooki, and essentially they were introduced in a lot of places in the United States and elsewhere as an invasive species or an introduced species because, like their name suggests, they were thought to eat mosquito larvae that was laid in the water. But recent studies have shown that actually when given the choice, they eat almost anything else rather than mosquito larvae. So in reality, they're just doing damage to native ecosystems while not even taking care of the problem that we originally hired them to take care of. This is my favorite bird I've seen so far. He's got this crazy beak and walks in a hilarious way. But that beak just comes down so far, you can tell he's really used to digging in the water to find stuff to eat. And here's a white version of that long-billed little bird that goes everywhere. Now, normally on these trips, I've got to walk everywhere, but today, I have a bike. So I can go miles way faster and way further. So I saw on Google Maps, there's like a canal / stream looking thing. The closest thing Florida has to a stream, about 1.5 miles ahead. So I'm gonna see if I can go bike there. Whatever bird this is doing some kind of threatening display. What's up, man? What are you threatening? Huh? What's your deal? Fuck off? All right, I got it, man. I'll leave you alone. Well, I biked about 2.5 miles and did a little bit of trespassing, but we won't talk about that, to find this amazing stream. You might notice the stream is missing something. What is that stuff called again? Right, water. Water. It showed on the map as a stream, but I'm noticing a severe lack of water. I assume this fills when it floods and is empty the rest of the time. So I guess we'll have to find another spot. Okay, on the way here, at least you were on the grass. You can't, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do, man? What do you want from me? What are you doing? Okay, thank you. Thank you, much appreciated. Thank you. Okay, so it's a day later, and I had to get a car ride, not a bike, unfortunately, because this was quite outside of my range. But I found this gorgeous spot, which is essentially just this huge little lock that the water is kept into, and then there's little swampy access areas on the side, on either side. I've seen a ton of little fish swimming around that didn't look like mosquito fish, so I'm hoping I'll be able to come across a bunch of new things. I've heard there's a lot of good stuff here. I used iNaturalist and looked at the map and saw what seemed to be a good diversity of species that you can catch here. I heard it's a popular fishing spot, so it seemed like the ideal place to come. Now I'm back from today's trip, and I've done all the research on the fish that I caught up on what I should have already known probably. Those colorful guys were American flagfish. The fungulus species, the killifish that looked like a banded killifish, was actually a Seminole killifish. That first little colorful killifish looking thing we got was called a bluefin killifish. The largemouth bass were in fact Florida largemouth bass. I didn't realize, but that's the only type that's around here. And then the thing that I thought might have been some sort of inland silverside was in fact a golden silverside, or called a hardy silverside, which is a type of freshwater silverside. So really good haul for today. Excited to see what else Florida has to offer. Finally, I have found something that remotely resembles a stream. I'm pretty sure it's just one pond draining into another, but this is the closest thing I've seen to a stream to flowing water since I've been here. So I'm gonna take the opportunity and see what's here. All right, well, it seems this was a good choice because I just dug my net briefly through this little spot and caught what looks to be a Mayan cichlid. I'll have to put them in the specimen container. Okay, so there's a whole ass sailfin catfish, pleco, just chilling right here. It's a little deep here, but I wonder if I could try to nab him. So this right here is definitely a little baby Mayan cichlid, which is a super cool catch in a little stream like this. Actually managed to finally find a stream and immediately caught some fish. It's a good sign. Just taking a little swipe through this vegetated section really seems to be the strategy, because they don't really see you coming and they don't have a good time to escape when I just sort of dip my net in the vegetation. And I definitely caught something interesting. I have to check it out in the specimen container. Now hold on a minute. Is it just me, or are these guys built like darters? Have I actually caught myself some darters in Florida? Aren't the only darters here swamp darters? These guys don't look like swamp darters. Oh, these guys are amazing. I can't wait to see what these guys are when I identify them later. Oh shit, there's a whole gar right there. It's like a pure dark black gar just chilling at the surface. Damn, this little stream has a lot of stuff to offer. Look at him. He's so beautiful. I really am catching metric tons of these darter looking things, but I think I also got something else in this load. Let's see. Okay, yeah, see that guy in the middle amongst all the darters? Is that a mosquito fish? It certainly has the shape a little bit, but the black on the back fin is throwing me off. I'm not totally sure what it is, but these guys, I mean, these darters, I cannot wait to find out what they are because they are very pretty. And I've never seen darters like this. All right, now this is a guy I just caught that I'm kind of curious about. His size and shape makes sense for a mosquito fish, but his coloration does not. That black line down the side and the black on the fins, I've never seen on a mosquito fish. So I'm wondering what he is. I am excited to find out. And of course, we're in Florida. How about a beach day? Okay, so recapping, research done and everything. The fish that we saw, the big black gar, was a Florida gar. The little thing that looked like a mosquito fish but had a line across it was actually a least killifish, Heterandria formosa, which was one of the things that I was specifically looking for. The other mosquito fish looking thing but with the wrong shape was some sort of live bearer, maybe a swordtail or something. The things that look like darters, that look like swamp darters to me, were actually called fat sleepers. They're not even really closely related, and they actually spend some of their life in the ocean, which was really interesting to me. And then, at the beach, I caught a Molly Miller, it's that little blenny looking thing. The Atlantic Sergeant Major were everywhere, the yellow and black and gray guys. And then on the underwater camera, we got spot tail sea bream and a Beau Gregory, which is the purple and yellow guy. And then later on, we saw the Atlantic needlefish, which is the very long gar-looking guy. So overall, a lot of new fish, you know, in a small trip. All right, that is it for AVNJ's adventures, at least in East Florida. I'm now heading over to West Florida to stay with a different set of grandparents and going to see all of the lovely things that are on that coast, all the fish and other wildlife that I can come across. So look forward to the next AVNJ's adventures, also in Florida.